Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre III. Summary for this film: a California couple and survivalist encounter Leatherface and his family. Directed by Jeff Burr, who did Stepfather 2, Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings, and Puppet Master 4, Puppet Master 5, and Puppet Master Blitzkrieg Massacre. So, yeah. What do you got, Jason?
Some tales are told and soon forgotten, but a legend is forever. Distributed by New Line Cinema and out on Blu-ray through Warner Archive in 2018.
Yeah, from what I read, this movie should have been like a complete mess. They fired the director, Jeff Burr, and then rehired him after nobody else took the project on. They reshot the ending, allowing both Leatherface and Ken Foree to survive, even though it was Jeff Burr didn't even know they shot that shit. He saw that when they premiered the movie. This is the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre under New Line Cinema, so they were trying to make it kind of have a feel like the Freddy movies. I at least that's what it seemed from what I read. I think this is Viggo Mortensen's best role. I like him the best, even better than the Lord of the Rings, all that. My favorite character in this movie is Alfredo. I love it. Anytime he's rambling to himself, it's just pure gold. I like Ken Foree in this. I think that this is one of his best performances. And they actually make they take that Stretch character, that Caroline Williams, I think her name is, and they put her in other movies, as she's in this movie as a reporter at the beginning. She doesn't say anything. She's just in the scene and then walks off camera. But they throw her in the Hatchet movies too. It's weird. The young girl that's in this movie, I thought that was a cool, weird, creepy touch. She's actually in Friday the 13th, Part 7. Did you recognize her from that? She's the little psychic girl or whatever. And a little trivia here for my side of things. The mama character that's got the voice box, she was married to Clu Gulager. Do you know who that is? The guy from Return of the Living Dead that plays Bert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. They were married, so I thought that was kind of cool. I think that Leatherface looks the worst in this movie. I think he looks really fucking bad.
Wrong.
You like it? Yeah.
It's one of my notes I do.
He's usually not my favorite character in these movies anyways. I always like the side characters. One of my favorite favorite moments in this movie is when Leatherface makes that guy with the hook stick his hand in the oven to get his Walkman out. It's classic. Overall, I think this is a fun watch. There's some shit I thought was kind of stupid. I think the chainsaw at the end would stop running in the water. I don't think a chainsaw keeps running when it's underwater. It's still a motor, right?
Actually, a Benford 5200 will keep running in the water.
This was actually a still that they used Leatherface. It was a still brand.
Oh, wow.
As far as I know, can't work underwater.
Yeah, it seemed like bunk. But also how the Ken Foree was just fucking fine and pulls up in a truck. That was kind of stupid. I think if we would have saw the original cut of this movie, because they cut off a half an hour just to try to keep it from being NC-17. I think if we would have saw the uncut version, it might have been a little better. 8 out of 10 is what I give that, though. What say you, Jason?
Yeah, so 90s slasher. And I tried to watch this with not comparing it to we've done talked about them. In my opinion, the first two are both 10. So I've always liked the movie, but I kind of like judged it harder, I think, because the first two are so good. Like, you're kind of set up to fail. Like, I don't know, you pull off that, a classic 3 times in a row. Like, I don't know if that's been done. Maybe even that.
I forgot to mention, this movie has one of the best lines out of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie where Ken Foree says, "Why are you doing this?" And he says, "We're hungry," or whatever. And he says, "Haven't you heard of pizza?" or whatever. It's great.
In this one, I was always confused with the timeline of this one and the continuity. But then I figured out the New Line. This is New Line Cinema's first time, and they were basically rebooting the series. They talked about it like Freddy was like not doing good at the box office, so they were looking for something else. But a lot of people crap on this movie. It starts off with that girl being dragged across the floor, and then you see him making his mask. Like, it definitely goes back to a dark tone from Texas 2. Like this, they went back to the more serious side of it. But I think that opening sets the tone for the entire movie. Just seeing him make his mask and whatnot. There's some brutal scenes. There's a few good kills, but depending on what cut you watch. Like, I watched the unrated, but there's an R version out there that's like cut even more than the unrated, which was originally, I think it was rated X originally.
Yeah, you're right.
But
there's stuff they didn't even film, though, right?
They lost a lot of stuff. They cut like a half hour of stuff, and then they didn't even save it. It was just gone.
Okay.
Like, so many things went wrong with this movie. With the studio rewriting, and then Jeff Burr getting fired and rehired. Like, there were just so many. This movie was. I'm surprised it came out as well as it did.
Yeah.
Watching the special features on the Blu-ray, like listening to everyone talk about the crap that went on is like. I understand it's a business, but I don't know. I think Leatherface is scary in this. I think he's aggressive. I think he's brutal. I like his mask, and he has one of the best, probably the best chainsaw I've ever seen. The chrome-plated saw like that. He should have been using it the whole movie. But.
Oh, I love the Leatherface scene where he's got the speak and spell, and he's typing in food or what? Like, that's great.
Alfredo, he's the best character. The story is what it is. I like it. I gave it a 7.
Yeah, Randy, what do you say?
Well, I got to go with you on the Viggo Mortensen thing and disagree a little bit that this is his best role, but I love him in this. I think his best role was playing the devil in the Prophecy movie, but at the very end. But him as the text, fantastic. I agree with Jason on a lot of points. He should have been using that chainsaw the whole movie. It's phenomenal. It's the coolest thing about this, I believe. Ken Foree, I love that guy in everything. He's amazing. So I loved all of his parts, especially when he comes up on the dude in the bog, right? And the dude's talking. He's throwing shit in, kisses the head, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you people? It's like, what the hell's going on over here?" I'm with you. Like, I love the other two so much that it was hard for me to be objective, really, because I kept going, this is so less a quality as the other two. It's almost on its own thing. But you're right, Jason, if you look at it from the perspective of it's being rebooted in that time period, it goes back to the original horrific, version and less funny stuff. You can judge it on its own merits. The little girl is creepy. The mom is creepy as fuck. Every time she popped up, I was like, God, ugh.
She's even a good character. So, like, that dinner scene.
Oh, yeah.
When it was just her doing this.
Yes, right.
Taping her up to that little girl, like, that's perfect.
Yeah, that was great. That The building on the Sawyer family is really great, but they didn't use the Sawyer name. I don't believe. I think it was Savage or something like that. They used a different last name in the credit on IMDb, anyways.
Yeah, but overall it's its own thing, and watching it, knowing there's little nods to it, it's cool. It was really hard for me to track down. I'd like to get it on Blu-ray someday myself. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, Scott, do you have thoughts on this?
I'm with Randy. I think I'm probably a 7 out of 10. It would be a lot higher if they made it how they originally wanted to. I think they also wanted to do it in 16 millimeter, like the first one, but obviously, you have people making the decisions that aren't the ones filming it. So, I think if it would have been originally done how they wanted to, I'd probably give it a 10. But they leaving stuff out, but like all the scenes they didn't film because of whatever. It had half the budget of 2, so they automatically didn't care about it. But it's not about the budget; it's about putting an appropriate product out there. If they're not going to be funny and joking the whole time, then need to be brutal.
Yeah, you can definitely.
And the reveal, they should have left like they originally were going to have the Leatherface reveal, which I always love.
Yeah, I think that you can definitely feel the New Line cinema on it. Like it just feels completely different. But
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah, I liked it.
So let's